Ladies and gentlemen, well, welcome to Meat People, the podcast of the Southwest Meat Association. I can't wait to have these conversations, and we're going to do everything we can to make it entertaining and valuable and a great representation of meeting the people.
Another episode in a really cool setting here at the Gineca Ranch. Another episode. Well, they've all been in a cool setting because they're with cool people, but this is the Meat People podcast, and we have Amy. Now, Amy, here's the funny thing. I don't know your last name. We've met a million times, and I need you to tell me those things. So if you don't mind, for all the listeners and myself included, tell me a little bit about what's your name, and then what do you do, and how do you fit in this SMA circle of meat people?
Okay, Amy Springer, and I work for Handtmann. We sell sausage, meat processing equipment, mixers, grinders, emulsifiers, and then portioning equipment. Since we're here at the Gineca Ranch, we have quite a few lines in J-Bar B that make sausage there. And so we do the part where they link and hang the sausage before it goes into the smokehouse. And so that's kind of our core business. That's how Handtmann started. We are now branching out. I've been with Handtmann for 15 years. We have started kind of playing in the bakery industry about 15 years ago. And then in the last, I would say really 5 to 8 years, really ramped that up. So I am just coming back from Vegas for a week. We had a big bakery show there. So, but with SMA, I've been on the board multiple times and love SMA. And I will say it has contributed quite a bit to my success with this industry. The people within SMA have helped me so much. When I came into this industry, I didn't know much about meat. I heard a lot of lingo that I had no clue what people were talking about. But the SMA crew has been amazing and wonderful to help me learn, how their business works. And so I've been very fortunate and lucky to be involved with this organization. Currently with SMA for about the last, probably 8 to 10 years or so, my big role within the organization is I do at convention. I'm in charge of the Best of the Wurst contest, where we do. We have about 10 companies that will submit their sausage for a luncheon. It's usually our biggest attended event. Last year we had over 500 people attending that event, and we have a little competition, and it's a blind vote of whose sausage is the best of the worst. So it's a really fun thing, and we have a great time doing that. So that's how my involvement with SMA kind of got started, and then after that, I was on the board and have done many things with the group. So It's exciting.
Well, 15 years with Handtmann, that's a cool thing, like
yes,
high five.
It is.
It's really kind of a high five to you, high five to the company, all those things, because that's a lot of time growing a business, building a business. Now, you mentioned success. Well, what does that look like to you? And how do you feel like you've been successful? Is that sales? Is that relationships? For somebody listening, I want them to hear, like, hey, this is how you, to me, it's all that.
Right. Of course, it's all that. Of course, being a salesperson, of course, those sales are, what we look to get. But certainly the relationship building. I mean, I have made friends in this organization that are my friends outside of work, where we meet up and we do things outside of just work and the meat industry. But the meat industry has brought us together. So, and I also think another one of my successes is being a woman in this industry. When I started 15 years ago, there weren't many of us. And in fact, I was the first woman in the world in sales for Handtmann. I didn't know that when I was hired. I didn't know that until I went to Germany, and the Germans wanted to meet me, and I didn't understand why. Oh, they want to meet me. They want to meet me, until right before the president of the company wanted to come down and meet me, and we stopped the whole meeting for it. And someone said, "Are you nervous?" And I said, "Well, no." And they said, "Oh, well, being the first woman that they've ever hired in the world for sales, I figured you would be." And I said, "Wait, what?" And well, now I'm nervous. Now I'm nervous. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
No, but it's been really fun. I have a team of 6, and I have another sales girl on our team, and we love the girl power. We rock it. She's my rock star, and we really enjoy being in this industry. And since I've started 15 years ago, it's really changed. And I love that there's a lot more women in this industry now that there weren't 15 years ago. Yeah. That's an exciting thing. So I think of that as a huge success as well, changing the industry.
I'm giving you all these high fives across the couch. It's like, I just working in the industry, yes, you would kind of rarely see women. But women bring such a valuable perspective in just how they see the world, how they see business, how they're detail oriented. You find women successful in sales roles lots of times. So, it's kind of crazy they didn't decide to hire one before, but they picked the perfect one to be the first.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I think so.
So is Handtmann, that's a German-based company?
It is. The Handtmann family, we're in the 5th generation of ownership. So the Handtmann family is at the top of the organization, and it's a great family run business and organization, and it's really exciting to be with a company that values their employees so much. I can't imagine working anywhere else. Just the whole culture of Handtmann is amazing. It's like a big family, and that's how we all truly feel. From the Handtmann family all the way down. I've known now the three generations of Handtmann's family, and it continues to grow, which is exciting that they continue passing it on.
Well, it makes you feel like the work you're doing and the piece of your life you're giving to that company is okay.
Absolutely.
I'm totally okay giving that piece of my life to this company.
Yes.
The best of the worst. Let's talk about that a little
bit.
Sure. I mean, what a cool name. Do you have a sausage or a Wurst that sticks out in your mind, or this one keeps winning every year, or
there's a couple of them that go head to head every year. I'll tell you the Mockers sausage and Smoky Denmark. Seems like every year those two are right in there. JBRB actually won as we sit here at the Ginecca Ranch. They won maybe 2 years ago. The cool thing about when you win the best of the worst competition, the next year you're able to provide your sausage for the golf tournament, which is kind of a fun thing because a lot of the companies like to test out something new, and you're amongst your peers. So who better to tell you if this is good or not so good, or I don't think this will make it, than your peers. And so it's kind of a fun thing to do. In addition, during the competition, some of the companies use it as market research as well. Did they do well in it, or were people, that's not something that they like? I think some of the fun ones to remember is, like a mac and cheese sausage. Who doesn't love mac and cheese, right? You put that in a sausage. That was fun. I love hot and spicy things. One year we had a company bring in a sausage with chili piquin in it, which, those are pretty hot. Yeah. And I think they did not win, but I think that might have been because, we have a lot of kids there, and it may have been a little too spicy for
that's
some
good
taste.
market research.
Exactly.
It teaches you a thing you need to know that you might not know you need to know.
Yeah.
Especially in that audience. It's a discerning group of people, so
I think every year there's generally 2 or 3 jalapeno and cheese, because you're in Texas, who doesn't love a good jalapeno and cheese sausage, right?
Right.
So I think those are some of the most popular ones that people submit every year.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Sure. Your insight there. It occurs to me, it's worth asking, what makes you okay, so you're fix that if it's falling down, whatever perfect. I've carried these around so much, they're starting to get worn out.
Keep going.
Where does your mindset come to get involved? To be in leadership, to say, hey, we'd like to take it, the responsibility of the best or the worst, that kind of thing. Because anybody listening, is sitting as a salesperson or as a business owner wondering, what's the trick? How do you find people to work with that feel like that?
Well, I mean, in anything you do in life, you get out of it what you put in, right? So, I'm here, to sell and do well for my family and for my company and the organization. And if I give my time and my energy and my effort, it's going to pay off for me. I'll tell you, I've met so many people through SMA by volunteering, by, doing the best of the worst. And I've met, so many great people, and it has certainly, I've seen it in my sales, and I've seen it in, everyone just opens their doors and says, come on in, stop by the plant anytime, come visit us when you're in the area. A lot of that has contributed to, what I've put into SMA, and they know me from these events. So I think that that's always been my idea is you get out of the best out of something if you put a lot into it. So
yeah.
Yep.
And it's not free to put your time into it. I mean, it takes you, time away from your family. It just takes work
of course.
to go be involved. And people appreciate that. So all of a sudden, when they're thinking, and I got to think, I've never sold equipment. I've sold bacon. I've sold like food people eat, which means they need more tomorrow. Whereas equipment is not quite that same thing. So what does it boil down to for you? Just long-term relationships? Because that equipment's going to last a while. Is it service? Talk to us a little bit about that.
I think, yes, the equipment will last a while, right? We've got machines out there that are, 30 years old. I love when generations coming up, like, the J. Barbie family, and I'll look at a serial number and I'll say, guys, this is, one of the kids is on the floor, learning the business. I'm like, this machine's older than you. Come on now. It's time to replace this thing. So they certainly last a long time.
But it says a lot from somebody trying to make money in a business that uses your equipment. Like they get to kind of use that for a while. Right. Everything has a shelf life.
But my hope is that that they're making a great product. It's going to bring them more success. So maybe they don't need to replace that machine, but maybe they need to add a line, or they're going to add a different product. So it's going to, they're going to need more equipment for that. Or maybe their, old grinder or mixer is, needing to be replaced. And so that's something that we can help out with there. So I think there's just always opportunity that comes along, especially as these companies become successful and are growing their business, which I've seen so much of. I love the guys that I see that, I started out, I sold them one line, and now they have 2 lines, and now they're building a new plant, and they're going to put in 4 lines. That's very exciting. So seeing the companies grow over the 15 years, I've seen a lot of that. So
I feel like this is almost a conversation for salespeople. Like you need to be listening to what Amy's talking about. Like strategy for making sales ends up being relationships. I haven't heard her say one time, we make the cheapest. Or we were,
no, we
those
don't.
kind of
I
things.
can tell you, we don't.
So it really boils down to other things. Like just those are the things. If you're going to be in sales, which I would advise it. I think everybody, you're in sales whether you know it or not. You're selling your skill set. You're selling something to either your boss or other people. Anyways, I hope they're listening to just understand what is all involved in that. Now, what about this dove hunt thing? Have you been on this before? This is my first time to ever come, and luckily I'm getting to host the podcast. I really enjoy it, so it's my first time here. Tell us about it.
Number one, isn't this place amazing?
Oh yeah,
like
cool
you drive
place.
in the first time. The first time I drove in, I stopped the car and I'm videoing and filming all of the cool animals that are running around everywhere, and it's just such a beautiful piece of property. Not only just that, getting to be here, with friends and customers, and then when you come inside the ranch house here, goodness gracious, it's like it blows your mind, right? I videoed it the first time.
I was
and showed
wondering, can I video? But
showed my
I had
husband.
to take a little video, and it was
exactly.
I was like,
yeah, it's just a really, really cool experience to get to come, first of all. And then second, I generally don't shoot. I've been here several times. I am here to just see people and talk and have fun. And it kind of changes how they do the setup every year, whether they're going to today they're going to just do the skeet shoot right out here out front. But in the past, Jeff puts a lot of work into it. He's set up stations all around the ranch and having different shooting stations. So it kind of changes year to year on what happens here. And tonight I think is going to be exciting. I have not been here for the nighttime skeet shoot yet.
Oh, wow.
So that is, I've heard, they did it last year and I wasn't able to make it. Heard that is really fun and really cool. So I'm excited to see how that works out. So yeah.
It does sound fun. And it's cool to see a place that you just don't see very much. You don't see trophy rooms like this. You don't see venues like this. And it's kind of way down South Texas. It's like, it's a cool place. It's cool. It's fun to come get away from work a little bit and have fun with friends.
A couple years ago, we brought some of our technicians. They came. We had a couple of spots open, and they ended up coming. And one of them had never fished before, so he caught his first fish out in the pond. I think, how do you go through life, 25 years and you've never fished? But he had a great time. I mean, you could pull him off of that pond from just catching fish after fish. So
there's like a primal thing about that. Like, like when you catch a fish, it triggers something in you that is like, I can feed myself. It's kind of a cool. So that, experiences.
Mm-hmm.
We did a little pep rally and I did the speech for the kids, like the football team.
Mm-hmm.
And what I told them was, really, people won't remember what you did or how you did it, or, lots of like the details about who you are and that kind of thing. But they will remember how you make them feel. Like, if somebody listening to this podcast can feel that we're having a good time talking to each other, that we enjoy this whole thing, the SMA, the convention, the dove hunt, the friendships, the book with all the phone numbers in it, like that, they feel like, oh, cool, I might be struggling in my business and I want to get involved with those people. Or, I mean, you're off into the bakery industry now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a bunch of friends over there already?
Nothing like with SMA, right?
You have to build it.
I've got to build it. It's a different industry. And I think eventually, probably I'll make some friends, but I don't know. I kind of feel like SMA is a unique organization in that the friendships that you build, and once again, you got to put in the time, you got to put in the effort, you got to come to these things. You can't just show up once a year and walk around and go to a couple of meetings, and then if you're not putting in your heart and soul and your love into it, then you're not going to get as much out of it as I do. And certainly, this organization has, like I said from the beginning, has changed my business and what I've been able to do.
I don't know you that well. I mean, like, I came to the SMA for a few years and I kind of never came. Now I'm back hosting this. But your name comes up all the time. It's like, hey, talk to Amy. I'm like, well, who's Amy? I'm trying to figure it out.
I didn't think I was that interesting. So
I think you're super interesting. Probably because we have similar careers and we just think about like business similarly. So to me, you're super interesting.
Thank you.
You mentioned your husband. So, I mean, that's the other thing I think is cool to bring up in these conversations is like, okay, you have life that's not work. What do you have kids, anything like that?
No. Well, my husband has a daughter, and we just had our first grandbaby. So, I mean, she's just not even 2 months old yet. So I think we'll get into that part of life soon when she's a little older, and that'll be fun. But my husband and I love to travel, and he loves SMA. He's made a lot of friends here. He's not able to come all the time. He is a realtor, so
I was going to say, is he in the business?
Sometimes weekends are hard for him, especially depending on what season it is. His business is very seasonal, so we live at a lake, so it's the spring to the fall, and then kind of for 3 or 4 months, it kind of dies off.
Yeah.
So this is, kind of SMA convention. He tries to make it every time he can. Some years just doesn't work out if he's got some business going on. So, but he certainly loves it. We've had a lot of fun times at SMA, and the convention is always in a fabulous place, right? So who doesn't want to bring their whole family? And it's a very family-oriented organization for sure.
Yeah. I was going to say, people, I'll be like, one word for SMA, family. That's what seems to be recurring. I mean, sometimes it'll be relationships, but it's always this thing that kind of feels like family. Mm-hmm. I grew up on a ranch, and my parents did like cattle raiser type conventions. Mm-hmm. I had friends like from other towns all over Texas and the Southwest that I got to know and then saw in college and saw later in life from that, that little thing going with my parents to mingle with other people in the business.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, you see so many of these families that now one of the kids is running the business, and they're like, oh, I've been coming to convention since, I was in diapers. And so there's a lot of that in this organization.
Yeah, there sure is.
It's really fun.
Thank you so much for your time, and everybody that's listening, thank you so much for listening. Tell somebody about the Meet People podcast, especially the Amy episode.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you bet. Everybody, come back. We got more interviews, more conversations, and I just know you'll find something valuable in hearing from people in the meat business, and we call them Meet People.